Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Joe Steele, Crypto in the House. A lot to talk about today. First story that I think is most important is if you can believe this, is Florida becoming California. I will dig into exactly what that means and who's saying it and what they mean by that, as well as the Fed rate hike today, some other crypto and real estate news. So I'm going to jump right in. First story, we have the Fed raise basis point 75. However, according to Cointelegraph, the increases are coming, no question about that. Basically calling this like a charade of 75 basis points because they really could have stepped on the gas here, which I tend to agree with. They do know even though they're not supposed to be political or partisan, they do know these midterms are coming up in about 2 months here in the US or less than. So we got a little baby step, I'd say, of an increase than the foot on the gas kind of scenario I presented. They're basically saying Jerome Powell is lengthening the economic pain by refusing to raise interest rates at the necessary pace. It's time to rip off the Band-Aid, which I agree with. They should have ripped off the Band-Aid, gone 100 or so. Here's some tweets here from DC Investor, basically saying, echoing the same thing. We should have gotten 100 to show it was serious. And he shows his tweet a couple days ago and saying basically Powell's a wuss if we get 75, because that's probably what he's going to do. And he should do a lot more. But again, starting to get a little partisan vibe from him, political vibe, which I know he worked for both administrations, and I'm not trying to be political, but clearly that seems to be the case. Moving on, more Congress news in the U.S. here. A bill is drafted to let non-banks issue stablecoins, but they ban algorithmic coins for 2 years. This is a draft. Headed by Maxine Waters in California, probably not a big crypto trader, and the input of ranking Republican Patrick McHenry. Again, same difference with him. Bill would mandate that the Treasury Department, in conjunction with other financial regulators, draft a study on the threats and benefits of algorithmic stablecoins, according to Bloomberg, coming off the heels of Terra and the like. So we'll see where that goes. Case in point, Wintermute loses $160 million in the latest hacking blow, and resulted in the DeFi industry player losing $160 million to hackers. However, I'm going to share two tweets from basically their company CEO. We've been hacked, but the CeFi and OTC operations are fine, and they have twice that amount in equity left. So they are solvent. This is nothing they're overly concerned about, obviously, besides the clear $160 million they want to recover, but hopefully they do. But again, pointing to DeFi and not a great day for DeFi. If you're Michael Saylor, you're buying the dip, right? According to him, he tweeted out they purchased another 301 Bitcoin, $6 million average price of 19,851. Okay, so as of the 19th of this month, they hold 130,000 roughly Bitcoins acquired for a little less than 4 billion. Average price is still 30.6. Okay, it's going to go back up, obviously, but that's where he's at. But he did acquire more. He's buying the dip. You got to love his conviction, regardless of what you think of Michael's strategy, Michael's strategy. But he clearly is a big bull on this Bitcoin here. Kraken stepped down. CEO Jesse. So Jesse Powell stepped down. COO Dave Ripley is going to succeed Jesse, become the chairman. Jesse, who's going to become the chairman of the board of directors. Dave will be that CEO. Quote, united by our crypto first culture, we will empower people to transact and connect in new ways. My vision, along with the rest of the leadership team, is in lockstep with Jesse's to accelerate the adoption of cryptocurrency, end quote. Again, they relocated from San Francisco out to Cheyenne, Wyoming, and Jesse's been very vocal in a good way about the direction of crypto and his company, and making sure that they're, let's assume, going into good hands, and he will still have a good say in business dealings. But just wanted to share that as well, because I thought that was important today. Moving into some real estate, Opendoor, losses of 42% of their August resales. Failed to anticipate the slide in the housing demand. Okay, so they are, obviously, if you don't know what Opendoor is, they're sort of a robo home sale firm. Basically, last month, they lost, again, 42%, measured at market prices, which are bought and sold property. Their key markets of LA, they lost 55% of sales. and Phoenix 76. So a lot of people did flock to the Phoenix metro area, trying to jump in on that sort of boom that was going on a couple years ago. A lot of investors as well. Clearly, places like Opendoor, who did partner with Zillow. So this has a hand in each. It says the Zillow collapse at the top. So this is not a good sign if you are into Opendoor. Probably happy if you're a real estate agent that you're seeing this happen with Opendoor. But if you're Opendoor, you're not very happy this week with these numbers. So we will continue to check on that story. Charlie Bilello shared a couple of tweets I wanted to present here. Existing home sales fell for the 7th consecutive month, down 20% over the last year, and at their lowest levels since May of 2020, about 2 months into the pandemic. If you look at this chart he has here, the seasonally adjusted rate is the lowest since May 2020, is where we're at right now in that 7th consecutive month. The median price of the existing home sold in the U.S. fell almost 6% from its peak in June of this year, the largest 2-month percent decline in almost 10 years, 9 years, right? So if you look at the chart from 2000 to 22 years later, you can see that existing home sold line right there with the median sales price. So not great news, but Charlie has some great charts, so he's a good follow. Here's what I'm going to talk about: California and Florida. Peter Thiel was basically at a conference and mentioned that Florida real estate is becoming like California. He's saying these prices are just getting out of control, Miami and other parts, of course. But he's saying, quote, "The fact that the real estate in Florida has melted up over the last 2 or 3 years is not evidence that you're succeeding in building a better model than California. I worry it's evidence you're becoming like California," end quote. He obviously is one of the many who made the exodus, it says, from Miami to Miami from Silicon Valley. Called DeSantis, the governor there, probably the best in terms of offering a real alternative to California. Obviously, if you want that good weather, you want that sort of tech vibe, the beaches, all that kind of atmosphere, but you also want the low state tax, basically non-existing. So that's why we're seeing that big exodus. Obviously, it's a lot of New Yorkers and Northeastern residents heading down to Florida, but we do see a lot of Silicon Valley, who's not hitting Austin, Texas on the way out of California, but they are hitting Miami as well. So that's sort of what he's saying. Like if they keep pushing these real estate prices, and you can hear other people saying how, I even talked about this with prices. You're seeing an inflation there with price increases going up because of just all the activity that's going on there. So between the real estate and just general pricing, we are seeing a big increase of the cost of living in the Florida area. And finally, I'm going to finish it with this story here. Bored Apes, the NFT founder, Zeshan Ali, bought a house in Silverlake, California, $4 million, 1939 built a year, and 2,152 square feet for $4 million. In Silverlake. So that's sort of my way to tie the real estate into the crypto. When you have a crypto, big wig buying a nice house there in Los Angeles. So if you found value in this video, I ask that you please like this and consider subscribing to my channel. I do cryptocurrency and real estate news every day, live stream. So again, if you find value in this and want to hear more each day, please consider tuning in, and appreciate your time, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow.